I don't know. Hot tea? Matcha?
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was last night. So my best friend Tanya got me one of those Boxu subscriptions for my birthday a couple months ago. It's like a Japanese snack subscription.
Oh, whoa.
It's sick, dude. It's like really sick. You get this box every month, and it's just like full of all these like super artisan Japanese snack. Not the kind that like stuff you'd buy at the grocery store, because like I buy that stuff anyways. But like, yeah, some serious stuff. Like this month is spring, so it's all sakura stuff, and then the month before that was all mochi. it was
Mm.
it was really insane. One of the things, the most insane thing I ever had, they had these like creme brulee mochis. I was like, oh.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
Like,
so
like red bean.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like traditional mochi is generally actually mochi itself is just the pounded rice, so it's like the gooey rice, and then it turns into what's called manju when you put like red bean filling in the middle, which is the most common way I always grew up eating it. Uh, and it's like, yeah, it's room temperature, and then it became like like mochi ice cream became a thing. It's a like an American thing, and I think it might have started in Hawaii or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I love it all. Oh, that place was bomb. Is it still there? Me
I
too.
went, I went to a crazy mochi shop in LA when I went in 2018, downtown LA. But I mean, it might have been. I think so. It might be. Is there a ramen bar right by it?
There's a lot of ramen right
Yeah,
by.
that's what I'm saying. That's like I'm not trying to cap right now. Like I don't even. I wish I remembered exactly, but I went to one that had some really insane mochi there. But yeah.
Yo, Matt, there's like a it's really rare that a city will have a place where there'll be like fresh mochi made, but there's one in the city I'm from in San Jose where I grew up. So I was spoiled. But dude, there's one in San Diego in Chula Vista. There's like a really small mochi shop where they hand make mochi every day in Chula Vista. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I was like, whoa, I picked the right city to move to. I moved from one city that had one to another city that had it too. Yeah, yeah.
That's, that's, yeah. No,
Ain't
but
no bot. He.
oh really? Yeah. I mean. Hmm.
Mm. Yeah, definitely, right? That's why you do that trip, right? That's what the trip is for. It's like you gotta like test the water before you jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Brandon, you're in Austin?
Yeah, I'm in Austin.
That's awesome. I love it out there.
Oh yeah. When's the last time you came? Pre-COVID?
I think pre-COVID, I think for South by Southwest in 2019, maybe.
Oh yeah, I was there. Yeah, for sure. That
Yeah.
was a good year.
It was crazy. It was quite I'd never done the thing where we went out there because we had like 3 showcases, so we had an Airbnb. We stayed for
Oh, nice.
like the week, and like man, it was cool because like I have friends out there. It was nice to just like chill in Austin.
Dude, yeah, I mean, like even after COVID, man, like you can always kick it with me too. We both on the drummer shit too. Like I tell
I'm
everybody,
down.
I tell everybody, like like Austin's really cool to because it can it's cool because it's like balanced in a way. It's like it could be fast paced like LA if you want it to be.
I'm sorry. Just, can you hear that?
Oh, so you got to mute your stream. We hear the.
Like Austin's really cool to
So you hear that? Okay, but y'all hear that? Okay. Damn. What the fuck? What?
Man, we haven't had a difficulty in a long time.
I know.
It tends to
Yes.
follow me.
Yes.
No,
Can
yeah,
Wes can you guys hear Matt now? Me?
yeah, I think Wes can hear you now.
Me. Yeah, everybody, make sure you say what. Maybe tell them to ask them if they can't hear me.
Y'all hear
Yeah,
Matt?
can you guys all hear Matt?
Can you say yes? I can hear
Yeah,
Matt.
yeah,
Like,
hear
just
me.
yes?
Can y'all because I see my audio going through my loop back here. You guys can probably see that too. Can't hear Matt. Okay. Okay.
Okay, re-announce, Matt.
Jeez. Welcome everybody to the drum stream featuring Kevin Higuchi. As always, Brandon Medellin, Matt Smith. We out here, baby. All right. Jeez.
For y'all that missed it, Matt announced he's not going to Nashville anymore.
Yeah, not going to Nashville.
Dude, the
What?
top 3 reasons, bro. You gotta put it on deck right now.
So
Let's go.
like, okay, okay. First reason, bro. Cicadas are about to undo themselves after 17 years of burrowing in the ground, and they're about to have 6 weeks of fucking locust bugs. I hate bugs, you guys.
Bro, there's cicadas in Texas every year. That's yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah, not a big bug guy. Yeah, sorry, Wes, I'm not doing it, bro. Bex and I had a big, just kind of a big come to Jesus meeting when we were out there, about like how we wanted to keep moving up in our life, and we didn't want to have to start over as drastically as it would be. We were definitely following a dream that we want to, move up, and we figured, okay, yeah, we'll buy a house, it'll be sick, blah blah blah, and yeah, it just chasing the house and chasing the jobs, they weren't lining up. But it doesn't mean that we can't do it anything later in life. But and it's totally cool. Like we're happy, we're stoked. Bugs are not friends. Yeah, no, they're not.
you need to check out Austin.
Bro, I want to come to Austin. Like when this pandemic fucking just gets out of here, dude. I'm in. I'm about to travel. Bex and I are about to travel to Colorado this summer. She has to go out for her master's degree. So, and we did this pretty fat road trip last year where we went up and did all national parks. That shit was so sick. So, we're stoked. Anyway, yeah, big news. No longer going to Nashville. It's okay.
Matt, when you went out there, were you able? Oh no, you didn't. You need to go to Texas to experience Buc-ee's, dude.
Oh yeah, Buc-ee's, dude. There's Buc-ee's 30 minutes away or 40 minutes away from here.
It's so sick. I love those barbecue turkey sandwiches and the hot nuts. Oh god.
Dude, the thing is though, I don't think everybody knows this, but like you can go at any point in time and order whatever you want and customize whatever sandwich you want.
Like even in the middle of the night.
Yeah, at 2 and 3. My friend did it at 3 in the morning. We were like, he was like drunk as shit, and we had a gig, and I didn't even know. He's like, I was like, we can order right now because there's like very few people in the kitchen, but there's still people in the kitchen for like because it's like the truck stop shit. Like truckers get there like at for all over like every hour, and they got to be ready to like make food.
That's dangerous. You're like, let me get the brisket at like 3 in the morning. You're like, let's do this.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah.
That's old. That's old meat right there.
Yo, but those hot nuts though, man, like those. Oh god, dude, it is fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember the last time Lewis Cole played in Austin. They all wore Bucky shirts when they played here.
Oh, dude, represent. That's sick, dude. Bucky's is the shit, dude.
I'd be like going to Portland and wearing a Stumptown shirt, or coming to San Diego and wearing anything, any
Beer?
any Mexican food shop, like
Or
any
yeah, or just like Stone Brewery or like
Stone Brew,
yeah,
Ballast Point.
Ballast Point. Yeah,
But fuck Ballast Point though.
yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, straight up, no cap.
What's the buckets? The buckets. Did we go over? Did we go over Kevin's bucket already?
He says he has tea in his bucket, matcha.
Tea. Oh yeah. Tea.
Yeah, I've recently discovered matcha, like matcha lattes and all that stuff. It's so bomb.
That's
so
the
good.
only. That's one of the only caffeines I can drink. I can't drink coffee. But matcha is good. I like matcha.
Yeah, that's great. I don't drink coffee either, dude. Like I don't drink caffeine. I don't drink like caffeine soda. Like that stuff makes me feel crazy. But
Yeah.
matcha's really chill.
Yeah, it's like it's a different energy. It's more of a focal point energy. If anything, I would like to make a drink where it's like kind of a little bit less of the caffeine in the matcha and just mix it with like lion's mane, cordyceps, like all the mushroom joints. 'Cause
Cool.
that
Yo.
together.
I heard a way to hack your Starbucks drink and get it to be like a Thai tea hack.
Oh, really? How?
So
Yeah.
you order an iced black tea, no water, light ice,
Mhm.
and you get white chocolate mocha, toffee nut sauce, and then ask them to shake it with coconut milk. And it's
Whoa.
supposed to taste like Thai tea.
Whoa, it sounds crazy.
It's weird.
Sounds good.
I just
Dude,
yeah, weird.
on a side note, I've had fresh lion's mane mushroom before. Like my friend has a friend in Santa Maria who grows mushrooms, and we had them. Dude, they're so delicious.
Mhm.
Yeah, like mushrooms are. I was never a fan as a kid, but now I'm a huge fan. Mushrooms are delicious.
They're good for this shit, man. I swear, man. I drink mud water. This company called Mud Water. It's like a masala chai, and then it's like cordyceps, lion's mane, reishi, and cordyceps. And like literally, it's like 1/6 of the caffeine of a cup of coffee, and then the rest is like the mushrooms. So you
Whoa.
get the little you get the little boost from the caffeine from the masala chai, and then when the mushrooms kick in, you're just like in the moment, present, and not tweaking. Like it's literally because I have severe ADHD, and when I take anything that like any upper or any caffeine, I'm like like I'm like spiraling really bad in panic
Mm.
attack. But this stuff, it's like I feel like I can like I don't know. Like it's like I have like I can take this and like be focused and energized. I don't know. Some people like taking Bang. Have you heard of Bangs? Those drinks?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. I think I'd have a heart attack.
Yeah, those things. That's what I'm saying. Like I can't even believe people drink stuff like that. Like it's like crazy.
Yeah, but the mushrooms like focus like your ability to focus, huh? Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
a focus enhancer. It's just like a little jump start into a focused channel. So it changed my life. It's crazy.
wow. That sounds like a crazy wormhole to go down. Like when you start shopping for that kind of stuff, you're just like, oh god. Seems like
That
a
would
lot
be
of
insane.
a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, let's oh my gosh. How come? No. Go back. Y'all, hold on. I figure I was gonna just announce the drum news here, but I have to have my
I
jingle.
want to say one more thing. I lost 30 pounds, and I'm going to the gym and playing soccer, and it's changed my life.
Yo. Heck yeah, bro.
Yo, get that exercise on, man. Yeah, like I ride 7 miles. I have a 7 mile loop that I ride on my bike every morning. I just did it before I did this. And
Oh,
dude, what really changed my life on like the like staying active and fitness thing is getting the Apple Watch, actually.
dude, I want to get one. Yeah, no, for sure.
My friend was in town and he was like just like raving about it all week when he was staying with me, and I was like, dude, they're so expensive and I don't wear watches. And he's like, bro, you should get one. And then we went and played some slot machines. I'm like, if I win money, I'll get the Apple Watch. And then I won $500. And he's like, tomorrow we're going to get it. And so I went and got it. And then you share your fitness rings like with your friends, so it holds you accountable. And like, dude, like I don't want to not close them. So yeah, it's kept me super on point with like my staying moving and stuff. And also before the pandemic too, I started this habit of doing 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups a day. I've been doing it for like 2 years now.
Oh, that's what I did. Yeah, right
Yeah.
on.
Sick,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. It's just like it's just you work it into your routine, and then it just becomes a thing that you don't feel complete unless you do
Keeps
it.
you accountable. Those push-ups and sit-ups keep you accountable. They keep you wanting to do it.
Yeah.
They keep you wanting to do it.
I don't feel right if I don't do it. I've actually, if my day got busy and I don't get to do it, I still do it before bed. I just try to sneak it in, you know.
Yeah.
Sick,
Yeah.
dude.
Drums. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah, drumming, baby. My stream deck is taking a dump here. So, yeah, let's go right into the drum news. There's actually a lot, y'all. So it's first and foremost, Hit Like a Girl has just announced their first their 2021 drumming contest. Each year, the international contest returns to promote the visibility of female drummers and percussionists. This is awesome. Go check that out. It's on Alternative Press magazine. In other completely different news, the drummer from Cannibal Corpse calls cancel culture ridiculous.
Whoa.
Which is kind of weird. So, he says, let me think here.
Depends on the context.
Yeah.
You know, you can have your opinion. I don't know if you need to go straight public with such like a harsh, like extreme statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think everybody just needs to educate themselves on what it actually is, because I feel like it's more of a new political platform. So with anything that's new and controversial or whatever the fuck, I think I don't know. I think there's a lot of learning to be done with that kind of technology and power right now, regardless of if you give into it or not. I mean, it's affecting everyone's lives no matter what, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
So people should educate themselves regardless on what they believe on the topic.
Yo, just to back up a sec, that Hit Like a Girl contest, that's exposed me to like some really great drummers. I found that that drummer Helen De La Rosa, she's amazing. Through that
dang, I don't know
contest
that.
on YouTube.
I gotta beat that person out. Heck yeah.
She's great. She's a Meinl artist, dude. She's so sick, dude. I think she went to Berkeley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Berkeley. What up?
Shout out Berkeley.
Okay, cool. In other interesting news, let's see here. This is bad. The Exodus drummer is diagnosed with skin cancer. Tom Hunting, he's been diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma, which is a common form of skin cancer. So say a big one for Tom out there.
What's his name? Because Exodus has had a lot of drummers. They're from the Bay, and
yeah, this is this dude. His name is Tom Hunting. What's good, Greg?
I was just trying to get in the chat to say what's up, Greg. What's up, Greg?
What is?
Yo, Greg, great. Greg is a previous guy of the show, guest of the show. He also had a fantastic recital last night. You can peep that on the Cal Arts. We should peep that later maybe, but it's on the Cal Arts YouTube channel. Very cool.
Yeah, I met Greg on tour, dude. We played together in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, where? At the Holland Project?
Had the Holland Project, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, it was great. He was playing with like his duo group.
Rob Ford Explorer.
Yeah, dude, it was
Shout
sick,
out Rob
dude.
Ford.
And then I was like, oh man, like like sometimes when you're on tour, like some of the drummers just all start kind of sounding the same, and then you get one that's like killing, and you're just like, oh, dude, it just made my night. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, you're just like, whoa, dude.
Greg's that guy.
I do. That makes local openers exciting. I love that. You know what I mean? And I feel like, dude,
was that for the Jeff? Was that for Jeff?
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel like out in Reno, there's some like shredding stuff going on. Like all those dudes from the Vampirates are out there. Yeah, like I love Reno, Nevada. It's one of the places that we love going to on Jeff tour because, like everything's open really late. Like a couple of us in the band really love gambling, and there's just fun stuff out there. I have fond memories. We can get into it later, but like one of the reasons why I play drums now is because of Reno, Nevada.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big. Okay, a couple more things. This is really funny, but the Queen drummer, Roger Taylor, I don't know why this is in the news, y'all, is to redesign his garden. But he's going to redesign his garden with a 20-foot statue of Freddie Mercury.
Wow.
I guess the drummer previously tried to place the statue in his rockery without first getting the approval of his local council. So HOA probably kicked his ass about that. But now he can do it. So wow, who doesn't want a 20-foot statue of Freddie Mercury in their garden? And lastly, I think this is the coolest story. 7-year-old drummer starts dad to start a band as COVID-19 from home. What an interesting story. That's in San Diego, Kevin. So
Oh, sick. Hey, have you ever recorded with your dad?
yeah,
Yeah,
once we did a surf album together.
that's sick. My dad, when he retired, started a Hawaiian band with all his friends. And then when they recorded their record, the guy they were recording with, I was doing some session work for him in the Bay. And he's like, hey, do you want to sneak some tracks on your dad's record? And I was like, oh, yeah, let's do this. So, like, I just played drum set on it. You know what I mean? Because I had done a bunch of Hawaiian gigs out there, too. So, like, I kind of, like, I don't know. I kind of knew the tunes. But it's so funny, though, dude. Like, at their record release, I was, like, almost in tears. I was like, this is amazing. My dad is having a record release party.
Wow.
And it was, like, packed. And I was like, this is so cool.
Did you play like? Have you ever played those authentic like Hawaiian instruments, like the
Like the log
percussion?
drums?
Yeah.
I have actually, dude. Like I've actually definitely they've been like, just can you play this for the Tahitian dance? I'm like, I don't know how to play this. They're like, you'll be fine. And I'm like, that's it's the Hawaiian way. You only play it with one stick too, you know what I mean? So like it's funny, dude.
Really?
It was like it was hilarious. I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna emulate what I hear in my head. It was funny.
We saw a Cascas cameo there. That was good. Well, heck yeah. I'm going to play it anyway because I love it. The drum news is over. The over drum news. This is what's up. Yeah. Yeah. No more drum news. This is great.
Did you make that drop?
I made that drop. Yeah.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah.
R.I.P. DMX.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Damn.
That was like 2 days ago he passed.
Yeah, but he was like, I think he had like an overdose and was in the hospital for like 4 days.
Yeah, the
Oh.
overdose caused him to have a heart attack, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
Let's pour some out for DMX today, though.
Yeah, dude. Some of my tea.
Some of your matcha, absolutely. Dang. Okay, good. So, with all that being said, drum news being over, Greg in the chat. We got 7 of you here. Make sure you say hello. Hi, how are you? Caleb, Greg, Wes, and this is my favorite name, Booger Puncher 2013. What up? So let's get into it, Kevin. Like,
Okay.
I don't think I've ever gotten to like get as deep on your musical history. I know a lot about you, but yeah, like let's just start with the simple question, like what brought you to music?
Well, I've always like loved drums. Like this is funny. I just did like this interview for Vinyl Writer, and I explained this, but like my parents, every time we would go to Disneyland, and all I'd ever want to do is go to the Tomorrowland Terrace and watch the drummer. Like they'd be like, "You want to ride any of these rides?" I'd be like, "Nah, let's just wait for this drummer to come back." Or again with the Reno thing, we used to go to Circus like every year for vacation, and they had a little drummer for the Midway act, and I used to just love to stand by the gate and watch him play drums. And it wasn't even just like the drummer. It was like I just loved like looking at the drums and stuff. So my parents got me lessons when I was like 5, and I took lessons and I hated it. I was like, I don't want to play drums anymore. So like I got rid of my drums, and then I got into like other stuff. And then I came back to it in junior high because everyone I knew, all of my friends were in band. They were all in jazz band. And then they're like, I went with my buddy to go, he had to go pick up his stuff from the band room. And I was like, oh, I know how to play drums. And he's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, play drums for me. So like I went and played a beat, and the band director ran out, and he's like, you should be in band. And I was like, well, can I be in band with my buddy? And he's like, well, he's in the top band and we already have 3 drummers. And I was like, well, I was like, I'm cool. And he's like, well, let me see what I can do. And then he like got me in. And then my relationship, his name was Mr. Tyler, that band director. He was like the best thing to ever happen to me. He used to make me these mixtapes. He used to make me like these compilation tapes, and they were sick, dude. They had like Tower Power, Chick Corea, all sorts of like a lot of tunes that we were doing in band so I could learn them. And yeah, he just like really kind of like cultivated my like interest in music. And then we traveled that year for jazz band. Like we went to like the Fullerton Jazz Festival. We went to like the
Oh,
Reno
cool.
Jazz Festival. And at the Reno Jazz Festival, we got to see the Yellow Jackets, and then it was over from there. I was like, "Oh, dude, I want to be a pro drummer. Like, this is sick," you know. And then
Okay.
kind of from there, that's what happened. Um, I when I got into high school, I started working as like a pit musician, like playing for like musical theater stuff, and so that taught me how to like read music and work with other musicians and
Mm-hmm.
like a music director. And then that's from there, like it just kind of spawned, jazz gigs, then trying to be in local bands, and yeah, just like everything drums, marching in high school and college. So like those, because I'm from the Bay Area, from San Jose, so we had Santa Clara Vanguard and Concord Blue Devils in the backyard. So like everything, every type of drumming, I was like super down for. I even went to like West African like djembe classes with like this girl I dated. It was awesome.
Oh, sick. Dang, I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Cool.
like I got to do a lot of cool drumming stuff for like not like going to school for drums. You know what I mean? Like a lot of musicians I know, they experience cool drum stuff is because they go to like a music conservatory and they get to try all this cool stuff. But like literally, I've just kind of fallen backwards like Kramer into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
me too, man. I didn't go to school for it.
Yeah.
I went to like an art school for in high school, and I did pit stuff for the musical theater program. So that's how they funded the whole organization or the whole magnet school. But
That's sick. So you must know every Lloyd Webber show too. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I've played so many musicals. Like,
yeah, I played a lot. I played a lot, dude. It's like I got traumatized, bro. I had to stop. I had to get out.
Dude, I've only played a couple musicals, but I played them mostly on trombone, which is funny. But the one I got to play drums on was the only time that they had a real pit orchestra at my high school, and obviously it was Grease, and and that was the first time I'd ever seen. I was like a junior in high school. That was the first time I'd ever seen like drum set, like big band style, like notation, or like, because like
oh yeah.
when I was in like, I don't know, I wasn't ever really reading drum music. Like I would read like snare drum music and like like middle school band percussion parts, but no like drum set stuff. That was the first time I ever saw like drum set beats, and I was like at that age where I'm like, dude, am I supposed to play all this? Like there's a lot of shit going on. And you no one ever told you like, no, dude, you don't have to play any of that. But like,
Yeah, it's funny. Like, so in San Jose, I was really spoiled because we had this group called the San Jose Children's Musical Theater. It was a children's musical theater, but they, for some reason, they had crazy budget. So we were in like the super nice theater. Like all their like the shows were super elaborate. Like the sets and everything were crazy. We had a full on pit. Like, they were able to pay the musicians, and like I was the first. I was in like a aquarium, and everything was mic'd, and I was like, I had a video monitor and like watching a conductor and stuff. It was pretty legit. It gave me like a really professional feel for like like a children's theater. But like we were doing crazy shows, and it was cool for me because like I was the same age as like the cast. It was like 16 to 21.
sure, that's
So
nice.
like I was the same age. So I was like hanging out with them. It was really fun for me. But yeah, it was cool. Like I learned early because like I had good music directors that are like, yeah, you do just like use the page as a reference, and then like go off on like what you feel
Right.
like you should do, which was really cool too because like I really got to like get into it. Like when I played chess, like I used a bunch of like electronic drums and triggers and stuff like that. And then when I played the Who's Tommy, dude, I went full on Keith Moon, like, you know what I mean? Like I brought like 3 rack toms. Like I was really fortunate too. Like I always had access to like my high school gear too. They let me use everything, so
Sure.
you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it was cool. Like just I don't know, making a paycheck while playing drums at a young age. It wasn't much, but it was like super cool. Like
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that kind of opens the door for like you to see it as a career and as a viable like just as a path, to like get to go forward.
yeah.
I kind of have like the similar story. Oh well, I mean almost. My dad was is a talent agent, and so I kind of got my first gig when I was like 10 years old. Playing in the surf band. But
Yeah.
so like, and from then on, like it was all it was all music all the time. And it actually, I always kind of, I have to like always step back a little bit because I always thought of like music like that as money for a long time. And
Oh, just work, huh? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
for a second, you know. So so I always have to remind myself, you know, before gigs and stuff now, like, no, this is fun. This is, you know, I always say you get paid to schlep your stuff, but the music is free.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, I was lucky in that theater company too. Like I met like some insane musicians. Like that's where Lee Pardini and I first started like gigging together. That's how we
tight.
met. And you guys know he plays in Dawes and Theo Katzman's group. And then
Yeah.
I also another pianist I knew from there is my buddy Alan Chang. He's like the pianist and music director for Michael Bublé. So like they all like went on to do like crazy things. My best friend Adam, growing up, he's like a music director for like this like what is that, like Cirque du Soleil style show in like Macau, like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends from those groups, like they went on to tour with like the Barnum Bailey's Ringling Brothers Circus too. Like I was like, whoa, it was just weird for me because like I started seeing, I was like, yeah, dude, like there are professional careers that you can, you know, that are possible as a musician.
There's
Whereas
so many
opposed to
different
like,
paths, you know.
yeah. Whereas opposed like if you grow up just like doing one facet of like music, it can seem kind of dismal. Be like, oh my god, I don't know if I can do this. You know what I mean? Like if you only have like a band and you're trying to break or something like that, you could be like, yo, this is not possible. Like, I'll never make any money doing this.
Did you see Brandon right now?
What?
Oh, bro, you were like a silhouette for a second.
You're like a silhouette.
You were a straight
It got
shadow.
dark.
Sorry. I'm organizing a soccer match today. Sorry.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dang, dude,
man.
you're like full on in it, huh? You're like,
Yeah. So basically, Monday is like my walk day. You know, I go to the river. Tuesday is soccer day. And then Wednesday is high intensity gym day. And then Thursday it's practice or well, I have a show on Thursday, but that and then Fridays workout again. But usually Tuesday and Thursday soccer, Wednesday, Friday workout, and then the weekend is just me having to do drum shit.
Tuesday and
drum
Thursdays Adidas all day. I dream about soccer, dude.
Yeah, no, I have Adidas shorts right now, dude. I'm a heavy Adidas head.
What kind of show do you have on Thursday, real quick?
It's at this outdoor bar. It's like a social this is like safe social distance show. It's like this place called Far Out Lounge. It's like this like crazy psychedelic backyard like bar. It's really big.
Is
And
the Barracuda still there?
Barracuda? Ooh, I think Barracuda shut down, dude.
Oh, that place is great, dude.
Did you ever go to Emos?
Oh no. I've never played that. That's the other outdoor one, right? That's the big one.
No, it's indoor. It's a big indoor one. There's Stubbs. That's a big outdoor one.
Oh, okay. I know there's one that's like always got the buses in front. You're like, oh, okay, that's where they play, huh?
Stubbs.
Okay, yeah.
Or like did you Mohawk? You've had to play.
Yeah,
Mohawk.
yeah. We done the Mohawk the outdoor one side. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I played there when it was so cold. Like they
Oh,
still do
really?
outdoor shows when it's cold, and you're like out there in a sweatshirt, just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It gets cold in Texas.
Yeah, it definitely
It does.
does.
It
Really
it
hot.
does. Yeah, no, the weather's very bipolar here. It's really crazy because we catch, especially in this area, like Austin and San Marcos and San Antonio, the three on 35, catch all of the fronts from the East Coast and West Coast. So it's naturally very, very hot. But when shit's like going down in the east or the top tiers of the East or West Coast, all the fronts just die down with us. So we get all the fronts at the tail end of all the fronts. So that's
it.
why the weather's so bipolar here.
That's cool though. You get variation. You know what I mean? Like you get to wear sweatshirts as well as other things. You
Yeah.
can wear warm
Adidas.
clothes.
Adidas shorts. Very tight. Well, so yeah, what about like, so you know, you figured out that, you know, maybe you wanted to make this drumming thing happen. So like what bands like, yeah, I always ask, what bands did you start playing in? Like what was the first band that you would consider a band that you started playing in?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that was the kind of I had to like flip a switch at a certain point because like when I was in high school, while all my friends were like getting together and forming bands, I was like playing musicals and doing jazz gigs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
which is cool, but like that's not like there wasn't much like artistry in that, right? And then I realized I'd be like going to my friend's band show. Like, we used to have this all ages venue in San Jose called the Cactus Club, and I would go there and I'd be like, "Yo, this is where it's at." You know what I mean? Drums are on a riser with like a drum wedge, and there's a bunch of kids at the show. There's girls at this show, and I'm like, "Yo, I gotta be in a band." You know what I mean? So
Right.
at that point, I was like, "All right, I need to join a band." So the ska scene was huge when I was in high school because I was in high school in the like the late '90s. Um, so I was going to a lot of like Skank and Pickle and Let's Go Bowling shows, and um, my drum teacher, his name was Dave Gary, rest in peace, but uh, he had just started working with this band called Neo Sorskin, and it was a really weird Mr. Bungle-ish kind of ska band. But the bass player that was the original bass player, Skank and Pickle. So
Okay.
I was like, hell yeah, dude. So he's like, I can't do this gig. Do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah. So I went and auditioned, and they were like, cool. So that was the first like band I started playing, like in like, venues with. And dude, the music was crazy. The meters were like all over the place, and like I never recorded with them. Um, they had just finished the record right before I joined. But I started, doing some like small regional touring. We would go up to like the Pacific Northwest and go through the Nevada and stuff like that. And then from there, I met this band that we played with that was friends of theirs. They were called the Brownies, and they were like a traditional like reggae and ska band. And so when Neo Sorskin broke up, I kind of just fell into that band. And then they had a sister band called Willie's Conception, which was like a rap rock band. And I
Whoa,
got to
that
tell
was
you,
big, huh?
in the Bay
Like
Area,
Limp
rap rock was
Bizkit and like that era of like
yeah,
Rage and
yeah,
okay.
it was really huge. Yeah. And so from there, from that band, I met these guys from Gilroy. They were in this band called Salmon, and they were like the local legends because they got like a record deal, and then they toured with like Fishbone and No Doubt. And so I joined that band when their drummer quit, and that started my rap rock era of my life. So you know, from there, from playing salmon shows, I met this band Insolence, and they were from San Jose, and they had some stuff go down with their original drummer. So I replaced him, and when I joined that band, they were like on Maverick Records, which was Madonna's label. So they were on a major label.
Oh wow.
So from there, that's where I was like, this is it. So I dropped out of college and I went on tour. Like the first thing I did with them is like within being in the band for like a month, I learned all these new tunes, and we went down to LA and like recorded at Lou Adler's home studio. He's like the guy who produced the Mamas and Papas and stuff. And so like
Wow.
I was like literally like, yo, and this is like the first time I ever had like cartage.
And how old are you
You
at
know,
this point?
at that point I was like 21.
Sick.
Yeah, I had like, they're like, tell us what you want, and like you get a cartage company, it just brings in these cases of all this stuff, exactly what I want to my specs. I was like, yeah, I want a DW kit, like a 24-inch kick drum and blah blah blah, like,
Yeah.
and it just all showed up, and I was like crazy. So I rode that wave for a long time. I was in that band up until 2010. I basically left that band when I moved to San Diego.
Insolence, right?
Yeah, Insolence. But during all that time too, I was playing in a bunch of other bands too. Um, I still was. I had started the Whiskey Avengers with Clint and Stefan during Insolence years too, and Clint actually was in Insolence with me for like the last like 5 years. Um, but yeah, I just did everything I could. I'm the kind of the person, I just say yes to everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just try to say yes to everything. The problem with it was in San Jose is like as the tech started moving in, all the artistic stuff kind of started dying. All the venues were closing and going away, and I was teaching more drum lessons than I was playing, and so like that is the reason why I picked up and left and moved to San Diego.
Yeah.
I just needed to start over.
And why'd you choose San Diego?
One, I really liked it here when we'd come down here on tour. We used to come down here and play Canes a lot.
Okay.
And
Wow, that's wow, Canes, dude.
yeah,
Wow.
Insolence was sponsored by Seedless, so like we had a relationship with San Diego.
You ever play
Um,
Soda Bar?
yeah, yeah. I played Soda Bar with Matt's band actually.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that place is great. I hope they make it through the pandemic. Um, but yeah, and then I had an opportunity for a living situation with Clint and his sister. So all my friends had moved too. Lee had already moved to LA. Clint had moved down here already. So I was like, all right, I need to bail.
So you had a like a little family down here.
Yeah, I had a situation set. I think you might have come to my house. Remember when I lived in PB at that
Oh, yeah.
townhouse? Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, dude.
We had good times. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Oh, we had a couple good times playing
Yeah,
pool
yeah.
at PB Pub.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Getting curry at what's that World
Curry, dude.
Yeah, dude. PB
Oh.
was fun, dude.
Yeah, PB is a trash hole shit show now. But
Yeah, but it's still great. I can't live there anymore, but it's still fun to visit.
yeah, I'll give it that, bro. Yeah, PB is so funny. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so what about now? What's let's jump into maybe the past year. What's been good as far as work goes, and how have you been keeping busy? Like, I'm very fortunate to have not had to have like a real job my whole life, doing this whole music thing, which has been great.
Yeah.
So like, what have you been doing?
So we're talking about like the pandemic year, so basically
Yeah.
2020. So the crazy thing is so my touring act with Jeff Rosenstock, we took 2019 off. We basically did a tour with Joyce Manor in the beginning of 2019, in February, and then that finished, and then we're like, Jeff's like, I'm overwhelmed. Let's take 19 off, and we're like, yeah, and he's like, dude, we're gonna come back in 2020 and hit it hard. And we had a crazy year of touring booked, and yeah, then the pandemic. So basically what I pivoted to do is like, I got some unemployment during the pandemic, and then
Uh-huh.
I also luckily a lot of residual stuff came in from Jeff too, but I also pivoted. I started doing a lot of remote session work. um Louis Valenzuela got me really inspired when we first started like streaming during the pandemic. He was like showing me his Universal Audio Apollo, and I was like, yo dude, I'm like, I have one of my old students, his dad works for Universal Audio, and he's always like, yo, you need to hit me up if you ever want some gear. And so I finally did, and so I picked up an 8XP, and then I started getting into home recording again. Luckily my neighbors are cool and they let me play drums here, so I started getting back into recording and just trying to make stuff again, which also included like making videos and stuff for Instagram. And yeah, I just put a post on Instagram, and a bunch of people just hit me up. They all had tunes, and I just
Very
started
tight.
recording drums for people. Yeah, it's been cool.
Has that been going pretty steady most of the pandemic for you?
Yeah, it's been a lot. At a certain point, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like I had too much on my plate. But, you know, I had nothing but time, so I was like, yeah, bring it on, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been cool too, because like I've just learned how to like streamline my process. I've learned it's so much easier to chart out tunes. Like when you put like the track in the DAW, you can just put, you can go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
And then as you're learning it, you can make markers and stuff like that. And that just goes so much quicker than when I used to do it with just listening to it like on like an MP3 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also too, like learning it as I go. And like if I have to get it done really quickly, like learning how to punch sections, so I can like actually record it as I'm learning it, which isn't like the best way to do it, but like if I'm in a time crunch, I know I can do it now.
Right.
And yeah, like it's just like learning about, getting back into like mic placement and miking techniques. And it's the first time I've ever gotten involved with like outboard gear. I linked up with like Warm Audio, and I've been using their stuff. I got some of their preamps, and yeah, it's been really fun. It's been really exciting.
What are you maybe take us through your mic setup. What's on the kit?
Okay, so right now I actually just linked up with SE Electronics, so I'm using a lot of their stuff. I'm using the SE8s for my overheads, and I have them in a what is this pattern called? Where you it's the
Cardioid pattern, the figure 8 pattern.
I think it's the figure 8. I don't know.
Is it-
But the one that's on the audio on the stereo bar. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm using those for overheads. I'm using the SE440, which is like their AKG 414 kind of large diaphragm clone. I'm using that as a mono overhead, and then I have the VR1, which is the ribbon mic. I have it as a room mic, and I just, since my room is so small, I have it right up against the back wall, so it catches the reflection, so it kind of makes your room sound bigger than it is. Then I'm using the V kick in the kick, and then I have two of these Audio Technica 3035s. I'm using one of them on the kick out, and then I'm using Sennheiser E604s on the rack, a Beta 52 on the floor, 57 on the
Ooh,
top.
Tell me about the Beta 52 on the floor. Like,
It's great. It's great, dude. I just did it because I was like, I want to still use this mic, and I couldn't get it off the stand, so I was like, all right, I'll just put it there. Everyone I know, their Beta 52 is like stuck on a stand.
that's funny,
Because
bro.
it
yeah.
like it strips. Yeah. But it sounds great. I have it on a 14-inch, and I have the 14-inch tuned down, and it sounds huge. It's great, but yet still punchy, and clear.
Sure.
I guess on the snare I have an E604 on the bottom, a 57 on the top, and then I also just recently added an Audio Technica like pencil condenser with the 57 on top.
Bro, so how many outputs do you have?
So I have
You
I
only
have
have eight
eight-
channels. What's going on?
no. So I have 8 on the 8XP, but then I also have what is that called? The Focusrite Sapphire.
Oh, the 18920.
No, I have the older one. I have the Sapphire Pro 40 or something like that, the blue one, right?
Okay.
But you can link them with an ADAT cable
Gotcha.
to the universal audio, and then I have 4 channels of the warm audio preamps. I think they're like their API style. So I have those running into the Sapphire, the Focusrite. So I'm not really using the pre's in that. I'm using the external ones.
So you're using the pre's in the Apollo, and then the warm audio for the Scarlett.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
And then in the universal audio stuff too, like I have like all the plugins. So I'm using like the API 312s or the EQ for in the Apollo. I'm also using the Neve 1176s, I think they
So
are.
do those plugins come standard, stock, free with?
No,
Okay.
you have to buy them. They're expensive, but not as expensive as the outboard gear though. So
Sure.
yeah, but yeah, it's been great. The original plan to get the universal audio is because I wanted to learn how to use those preamps so that if I ever was in a studio, I would know kind of how to dial to get the sounds I want. And the API stuff is great too, because like the knobs are notched. You know what I mean? So they have to sit in a certain area. So like, if you know how to dial them, like they
Yeah.
can only go a certain way.
Dang, that makes a lot of sense. That's cool,
and I'm
man.
I'm just trying to pick up, so like it's cool. Like when I go into studios now, I ask like, what's your signal chain for like this type of mic, and so then I can go home and kind of try it on my own.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's nice. I haven't really worked with preamps like that before, ever actually. So that's something I would love to look into getting into, and maybe anyone that's watching is considering that as well. But
They make a really big difference. They make a really big difference.
Yeah. The warm audio, when I got that too, I was like, oh my god, the physical outboard gear, it is a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, I noticed an upgrade going from the Focusrite to the Apollo, and then going from the Apollo to like physical preamps. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I think eventually I want to do what Ian Tordella does. I want to build some of my own like 500 series preamps. Like I want to build some clones, like some Cappies or
Dude, Ian's all about that right now, huh?
Yeah, I did some recording and filming with him, and dude, yeah, his stuff sounds awesome. It made my drums sound so fat and punchy, and I was like, yes,
That's the guy.
that's the dude. That's cool.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Heck yeah. So man, that's so cool. So we got some nice gear, some SC mics, some so that's like I kind of lost count, but that's like 10, 12 mics, huh?
Yeah, I'm running with like, I think when I send it out, it's like 13 mics.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dang. That's sick. I'm looking at my 18i20 and it's mad at me for talking about the Apollo right now, but
Well, the cool thing is you can use them together. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
I guess I should also say too. Shout out to Sonar too, man. I linked up with Sonar during the pandemic, and I've been using their stuff, and it's been great.
What's up,
Big
Sonar?
ups to Mark Bennett and everyone at Sonar. It's been great. I love your drums. They're great.
And you're also on Sabian, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've been with
Sabian,
Sabian.
innovative percussion,
Yeah, and Aquarian.
Aquarian.
Yeah.
Woo.
All amazing products. First time in my life that I felt very like in touch with all the companies too. Like I feel like I am on the same page with them, and they're down. They're like their support is great. Like
Yeah. So I mean, maybe for some people that are watching, like what? I mean, that's a list, bro. That's really sick, and that not everyone is so lucky to have people that support them like that. But how can someone get into that arena, like in getting endorsed, or even getting like a kickback, or like getting something like? I think I remember you were saying something like what some of these companies, like, they're not giving it to you for free. It's like they give it to you at an artist rate. So like. How does one or someone go about getting into that arena, getting endorsed at any level?
Well, my story is a little bit different. Most people seem to get a lot of their company support from. I mean, it's a business relationship, right? So, what you're bringing to the table is exposure to their products, to the drum market or whatever you're endorsing. So a lot of people with like really crazy social media presence, that seems the way that it's the quickest vehicle. You know what I mean? Like that's how everyone's seeing everything. But for me, I think it's because of like I mean, luckily, like touring a lot and you know having maybe a couple national television appearances does well for it. But also, a lot of these came to me from like just word of mouth, like friends that I met who knew people or introduced me, and then I just I made friends, and then I built a relationship with them, and that and they were
Mhm.
like, "Yo, if you ever want to play our stuff, we're down to have you." And I'm like, "Oh, I would love to,"
And that's so cool.
Yeah, it wasn't so much more like me like cold calling or trying to get something, you know what I mean? It was more along the lines of just like, yeah, like someone's like recommended me, and then I have built a relation from there. Which I feel is like the only way it's really worked for me, because like my social media presence isn't crazy, but again, I am a working drummer, and like I really appreciate all the support and help, and I would do anything that they needed me to do
Yeah,
to help their companies. Yeah.
of course. Well, that's really awesome. Let's with social media in mind. Let's take a peek at we got Kevin Higuchi with his OP1. We got the OP. That's like a new buy for you, right?
Yeah, that was definitely a pandemic
Yeah. All right.
buy.
Let's peep this video. This is Space Beat from my birthday. This is with your birthday? All
It
right.
was my birthday, yeah. When I
Hey.
did that.
All right, let's check it out. Oh yeah, sounding really good so far.
Sick.
How sick is that, y'all? Your beats are too fat, dude. It's too good. We can my pandemic buy here. Look at that exit page. Or wait, I'm gonna wait. My pandemic buy should have been a new computer this year. But I'm really kind of stoked on my MacBook 2012 here. That's still cruising, and it's super souped up, and it's going good. But yeah,
I'll tell you this much.
not gonna happen.
I upgraded my computer during the pandemic too. I just got the M1. So I got the M1 MacBook Air, which is like I think it's like $700.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, and it's like, dude, it's a beast, dude. It can handle like crazy stuff. Like you can edit like 4K in real time on it. Like I definitely run Logic and record stuff while using it, like to record with my DSLRs, and like, dude, yeah, it's a beast, dude.
Dang, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I would be interested in getting that. I've been looking at the MacBook or the Mac Mini
Mini
too.
Yeah. Dude, those are like 600 with the M1 chip.
Right. And it's I mean, all you need is a monitor.
Yeah, seriously, right? Which is
That's
so
it.
easy to find out. You can use a television if you wanted to.
And just bring it with you. You know?
Yeah.
I guess people are weird about like having like desktop versus laptop, but with the Mac Mini, it's almost just the same thing. All right, I am getting there. I am close. It won't let me click on your name.
I'm actually glad that video clip didn't work out.
Oh, it's a sick video clip.
It's weird watching your own stuff.
I feel that. Oh, we're here. All right, and we're back, everybody. What's that synth?
That's a microbrew.
Okay.
Arturia?
Sick. You have like an LFO on your cymbals?
That's just phaser. Like, yeah, plug it in Logic.
Sick. Let's watch one more. One of my other favorites here. Boom-ba-dum. I love your octopus on the hat, by the way.
Oh, Grant Fisher made that for me, dude.
3D print?
Yeah.
The wood block.
I bet we've been together for a million years. And I bet
You can hear me sliding right there.
for a million more. Oh, it's like I started breathing on the night we kissed.
Do you know this show, Matt?
And I can't remember
No, what is it?
what I ever
It's Family Ties. It's from like the 80s.
Oh, man. Yo, I love this snare. What is it?
That's the Benny Greb signature.
I thought it was. Oh, it sounds so good.
Yeah,
All
that's
those
the
Benny
older.
Greb drums are sick.
Yeah, that's the older one. I wanted it before like it wasn't available anymore.
Dang. So if everyone's watching, make sure you go follow Mr. The Gooch. That's Kevin. I love this. I love your default pick, dude. With the moon.
I was the moon. I don't even
I've never
remember
seen
when
it
that
this
was.
big on my screen here before, so that's funny. And yeah, as we were talking about, here's some sick pics of Kevin and Jeff and the band here. Oh, look at this. This is an all-star lineup here. It says Mike Park, Dan Pothouse,
Yeah.
Jeff, and you. So maybe is there a story behind all the synths?
So that's just Mike Park's idea. He's always trying to do weird stuff, but that's the Bruce Lee band. That's the core of it.
Dang, that's so sick. I forgot about the
Actually-
Bruce Lee band. This was like, because the Bruce Lee band and the Chinkies and Skank and Pickle, like that's all Mike Park brainchilds, right?
Yeah, everything so basically Mike Park saved my music career. If you want to go back for like a second, you
I
asked
do.
me so basically I've always known Mike Park because he's from San Jose and I loved Skank and Pickle growing up, but I never really knew him until I met him at a party, and then he saw that I could play ska, and he was like, would you play drums for the Chinkies? And I was like, yeah. So I started playing some stuff for the Chinkies, and I did a show that kind of carried over to when I moved to San Diego. But before I moved to San Diego, Mike Park called me up about a year before I moved here. He was like, hey, I'm in the studio with Jeff Rosenstock and Mike Huguenot, and we're doing a new Bruce Lee band record. Can you come in and play drums for it? And I was like, yeah. So I went in, and Mike Park writes really short songs, so I literally learned the record and then recorded it as we went, but I did it all that day. And Jeff was like, whoa, dude. He's like, I've never worked with a drummer that learns and tracks that quick. And I'm like, dude, it's not that. I'm like, it's not whatever, And he's like, we should keep in touch. And I'm like, okay. And then I moved to San Diego, and then after a year of me living in San Diego, Jeff hit me up to do his solo stuff because his band Bomb the Music Industry broke up, and that's how it all kind of started. We had no expectations, you know what I mean? We were gonna do. Actually, at first we were supposed to do a tour with this band Lemuria, but then they backed out. Something happened; it got canceled. So Jeff's like, "All right, let's do a record," and we went and did a record, and we were gonna put it out on Asian Man. We didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know that Side One Dummy was gonna pick it up, and then it just kind of like hit the ground running. But it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Like I never really made decisions about music stuff in regards to like where it might take me, but I just basically said yes to stuff because it sounded like fun or it sounded awesome musically, and then it just kind of did its own thing, you know.
So cool, man.
Yeah.
So cool.
Luckily, like the Bruce Lee band has continued to like just keep doing that, you know. Like every year we get together and just get together and record tunes, and it's super fun and low pressure. It's just an amazing time. It's probably one of the funnest bands I've ever been in.
And then, if, for those who aren't familiar with Mike Park, he runs and maintains and distributes and does everything on Asian Man Records. That's his record label.
Yeah.
Asian Man was, popular and is popular. They also have a pretty budding TikTok now, which I think is great.
Yeah, that's right.
And he steals
shout out Mike Park.
Shout out Mike Park. I hope he sees this. You have a big fan here, Mike. And he stole your Korean hearts, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't start that, so it's whatever.
I mean, it's a good story though.
Yeah. The cool thing about that though is Mike Park saw that like I was going down like the rabbit hole of becoming like a bar band type drummer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, dude, he's like, we gotta get you out of that. And because of that, like, that's what saved my career. Everything I've done, in the last like 10 years has been because of him, like Jeff Rosenstock, like all the Bruce Lee band stuff, recording a record with Dan Andriano from Alkaline Trio, and like subbing with Streetlight Manifesto. Like that was all from him, like his recommendation.
Yeah. Wow. You just brought it up. Let's hope this one goes down, because we also have another one. You got to tour with, my first tattoo was a Streetlight tattoo, is a Streetlight tattoo.
Really?
And yeah, I have Here's to Life on my arm.
Oh, cool.
And so that's like, that was because, I guess that was I was 19. I was like, I want to get some script, and I was like, Streetlight is like my favorite band at that time. And yeah, it was my first tattoo. So here.
That's wild.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, wait.
Whoa.
Here's to life. Wah, wah, wah. Anyway, so yeah, Streetlight Manifesto definitely changed my life, and changed when I was,
I just went through my archives and like I found all my Streetlight charts.
Oh.
These are all my charts for the songs.
Dude, that'd be really funny if we had a Patreon. We'd put those sheets on Patreon. But yeah, so you got to tour with Streetlight Manifesto for a month in Australia, right?
No. It was a quick one. It was like 4 shows.
4 shows in Australia.
Yeah.
And we have pit cam video from that
pit cam
from that show. Let's check it out. Hopefully we don't get
tagged.
Hopefully we won't get flagged on this one, but that's alright.
I've never seen this.
This shit is legendary, dude. Probably the best horn section in ska music. Period. By the way. Woo!
Wow.
Pit cam.
What a trip.
Yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah. So, man, when you told me you were gonna go on the Streetlight tour, I about soiled my drawers, dude, because that's just like that's like dream gig for any drummer that knows his band. So like, what was it like? What was the prep like? You mentioned that that you were also very stressed about this gig. So what was it like?
Basically, he Thomas hit me up and he was like, yeah, like
Thomas
Thatcher can't
Kalnoky, the
singer.
frontman singer.
He was like, Thatcher can't do like international touring because you know what I mean. Like they're all like band directors and have jobs. You know what I mean. He works with like Thatcher works with like a drum line. So he's like, would you be down to sub in? I was like, of course. So he gave me the set list, and dude, their songs are like, first off, they're really long. Their songs are all like really long and epic.
Can you back up real quick? How did you meet Thomas? Like how did the conversation of that even start? Like who referred you? Like
Mike Park introduced me. Yeah,
Mike Park.
Mike Park toured with them, and then like he introduced me, and when Thomas was like, I wonder if we could find. They'd had a sub drummer before, but I guess some things didn't work out because I don't think he was much of a punk drummer. You know what I mean? So he asked me if I wanted to do it. I was like, yeah. So I charted out the whole set, because the songs are really long. And then I realized that a lot of Thatcher's parts are kind of iconic. You know, I wanted to play it.
Yeah.
I wanted to play it like myself, but I also wanted to throw in the stuff that he does that, like, you know, I could imagine kids in the audience air drumming, you know,
kind of like signature to the song.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I didn't get to rehearse with them, but I did go up to the Bay and I just played through the songs with Thomas, like at his house, just me and him. That's how he kind of made sure that I was able to do it. You know what I mean?
He lives in the
like,
Bay.
He lives in like in the mountains, like by Santa Cruz.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So the first time I actually played with the full band was at Soundcheck at the first show in Melbourne, and my feel is different than Thatcher's. You know what I mean? And those guys have only played with Thatcher really, and so they were like, it was kind of jarring for them. They're like, because like basically that band has been playing together forever, so
like nonstop shows,
like
too.
nonstop.
Like,
yeah,
they're like the snarky puppy of the ska scene. Like they don't stop touring.
Yeah, so like their feel pushes and pulls, you know. So like when it's a bouncy halftime part, it like really pulls back, and then from there it can like quickly like just push into fifth gear and then go fast punk. So for me, I learned all the tunes just playing along to the record. So I was kind of at that tempo mark, right? And most bands when they play live, especially punk bands, they're used to playing their stuff fast, like a lot faster. So after playing the first song, the horn players are like, yo, this is like really uncomfortable. And I was like, oh no. I was like, oh my gosh. So in between the sound check and the show, they had managed to pull together like a bunch of like live recordings that they had. And so I had to listen, and I kind of had to like try to figure out how to make it push and pull the same way Thatcher does, you know? The way that ended up working the best for me is I would watch the horn players move almost like kind of like they were conducting me. Like, yo, chill on this part, or yo, like, let's go, let's wind it up. But that first show, I literally felt like I was going in like I didn't know the material at all. I was so nervous. I called my parents and I'm like, I finally like feel like I can't do this, you know? And they were just like, oh my God. They're just like, you'll be fine, but like, you know, and everyone in the band they were amazing. They were all just like, we'll do our best to help you get through this, you know? Like we understand that you put a lot of time into learning this, and we appreciate that. And, you know, they were all great. Pete, the bass player, is like a beast. He's like insane. So like, luckily he was back there with me. You know what I mean? Like I could make eye contact with him. So by the fourth show, I felt like I was comfortable enough where I was having fun, but the whole thing was really stressful. Subbing in a band is hard, like a band like that. You know what I mean? If you're subbing in a band where like you're playing to a click and tracks and they're going for consistency, that's like one thing, you know, which I think would be a little bit easier. But when there's a lot of feel involved, it's kind of scary.
Yeah. And so just for full disclosure, that you didn't get to rehearse with the band. You got to rehearse with Thomas. And then so your first run through with the band was at Soundcheck that first day.
Yeah.
Fuck. And how long was sound check?
like an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, like it literally, but like half of that part of that was setting up, and
Sure.
getting the drums up, and like yeah, like the venue opened late. Like we were supposed to have a couple hours in there. But again, it's still too hard to cover all that. Like their set is long, dude. It was like, I think we played like 16 or 17 tunes, and each song is like 6 minutes.
Right. Are you doing like an hour and 45 set?
Yeah, it was pretty long. And also, too, that band wants their drummer to drum. You know what I mean? It's not like, they're not like, sit back in the pocket. They're like, no, play notes. Like,
Play shit,
Thatcher is
yeah.
a busy drummer. You know what I mean? He's got like a
Yeah.
marching background. So, yeah, like, the first time I played through this stuff with Tom, he's like, you could play more if you wanted. And I was like, whoa, dude, I've never been told that before.
Mhm.
But
Damn. That's so sick, dude. Man, I think, I know the drummer of, Ed Beach.
yeah,
And like,
Yeah.
he's got the Real Big Fish gig, and I mean, I've gotten to go backstage and check that gig. That's another dream gig,
yeah, we went together. Remember, we went to It's Not Dead.
bro. I almost fainted at that festival.
Yeah, because we
Remember?
were dehydrated.
Dehydrated as fuck.
You know, it was so sick though. Do you remember they gave us their food passes, so we got to go to like the catering,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was so dope, dude.
Yeah. Don't forget that we also got we almost got caught by Feldman leaning on
Oh
his
yeah,
car.
yeah, because we were like we were just
smoking weed
smoking
and
by
leaning
his
on
by
his
his car. Yeah, and he was like, "Get away from my car," and I was like, "Sorry, bud." That was so fun, dude. That festival was insane, dude.
Yo, I mean, they don't have that. I mean, that festival, I don't think It's Not Dead Fest that was like a 2 or 3 year run of that festival.
Yeah, I think
Right?
it was like a they were just trying to pay homage back to the way like Warped Tour used to be.
Super
when it was
niche.
all-
I mean, they had Back to the Beach too, which is another like almost like that festival, and the Aquabats came back and played with Travis and like, all their I mean, super fans came out for that one. But anyway.
That was crazy. That was the first time I'd ever been on stage at a festival where like the stage, remember it revolved? It's like the
Yeah.
back was like a band setting up, and then
Mhm.
as that like Real Big Fish was finishing, and it just like it
What do they call that?
turned-
Isn't that Lazy Susan?
I think so.
Like
yeah.
a Lazy Susan it's just a spinning disc of a stage, but you
But
put
it was
them on
like
your dinner tables too.
So funny though, like as they were turning around, like the stage was turning, like Real Big Fish was
Yeah,
just
and Aaron's
like,
like,
"Ah!"
ah!
It was so fun, dude. Yeah, that was so fun.
Dang.
Yeah, shout outs to Ed for like getting us like guest spots for that
Yeah.
show.
At any time.
Full access too, dude. We were running around like kids, dude. It was great.
Yeah. You just walk up on the stage and you're just like, yo, I got my pass. Fuck off.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, we like ate their food. It was great. It was awesome. We drank their beer. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Thanks, Ed.
Yeah,
We should have Ed on here. That'd be a good idea.
do it, dude. That's another gig too. Like Real Big Fish, like their tempos change like crazy, dude. You know,
Right,
like when they
but-
go to the chorus for Sellout, it jumps back like 20 BPM, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just can't believe it. Sell out. God. You know what I mean? Like it just settles back.
Yeah. I watched, man, I don't know. I might be capping here, but I feel like I've watched so many Real Big Fish live shows. And they have this one live DVD of them at House of Blues that I've watched over and over and over and over again. That when I watch them play that thing, I'm like, yeah, if Ed had to call in sick, I could come in and play that gig. I know it.
That's sick, dude. You should let him know that you could do that, because I'm sure at some point he'll probably need you. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe he'll take over for the old drummer that went to America instead, and it'll just keep going up the chain.
Where's Real Big Fish from?
Orange County.
Orange County.
Oh, Orange County.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Scott heyday. Like
Brandon,
super-
are you
superpowers.
are you from Austin or?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas. but
Oh,
I moved to Austin last year.
you guys know each other from Cal Arts or?
So
Kind of.
basically, yeah. I mean, I know. Me and Dakota became friends first. My friend who plays guitar, who lives out in LA, and it started very small. You know, me and him, and then I knew some of his friends, and then we started making music. We made like a record together, and like, well, first I visited Cal Arts for 10 days. I stayed with him, and then he visited me a few months later. We made a record. and then yeah, I went back to Cal Arts in 2019 in the summer for a little bit. I ran into Matt there. We followed each other a little bit before I went back, and then yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I heard this like sick band in the rehearsal rooms, and you can just like walk in, you know. And
That's
I just
sick.
opened the door, and I'm like, oh shit,
That's great.
Brandon. And I was like, hey, dude. And there was literally like maybe a 30-second exchange of like, hey, oh yeah, hey, dude. And then, I had to go. They had to keep playing. It was just like, whoa. You just open the
Um,
door and you don't think like this dude that you know from online is gonna be there, and you're just like, oh, there he is.
I mean, isn't it crazy now, like with just the way the world is, like you can be in bands where everybody lives on different sides of the country. Like you can have friends from all over and still like maintain a really well connected friendship, like even though you're thousands of miles away from each other.
Yeah, I
It's
think that's
crazy.
like the most interesting part is that like I know I have friends that and a lot of these friends that you know from online like they'll go dark for a while, like you won't talk to them for a sec, but like and then they just pop back in your life at the most random times and like they help you out, and it's like because you have this like it's weird like that ad on Facebook you didn't know 10 years ago like actually like got you a sick gig or got you something else, like it's crazy how that works.
Sure. Yeah. It's weird to me because like, growing up I was always, you never think that's possible, but then it's like, dude, at a certain point the Rosenstock band when we were super busy, it's like half of the band lived in New York and half the band lived in California. But it's like, you just make it work.
You better.
You better.
Fucking better, dude. um wow, dude. So let me think. I always try to get some cool rapid fire questions, and I just kind of googled some good ones. They're
I
not
I
they're,
actually I have to dip early. I have an emergency
oh
right now.
man, okay.
I know. I have to handle some house stuff right now, just lame stuff. But
I get it.
I wanted to say, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm glad that we met, and I'm very grateful to meet another dope drummer. And thank you, Matt, for everything. And I hope y'all have a really awesome day.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
man, I look forward to seeing you out in Austin, dude. Like
Yeah,
I'm
hit me up, dude. I
super down to
follow.
hang.
Yeah, I follow you. What was I gonna say? Yeah, dude. Anytime, like literally, like I'm always down to shit, always down to work, whatever. Like, I have a pretty open schedule, so.
Sick. Oh, dude. So anytime you're in San Diego too, man, I just linked up with the Shed crew. You got to come out, dude. Like we shed in the park and stuff.
Is Brian?
Brian Evans.
It's Brian
Brian
Yeah,
Evans.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Skyler, right?
Yes. I haven't met Skylar yet, but I know he's in the chat. But like, dude, it's fun, man. Like Brian will just put the hammering on. It's great, dude. Like,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
so you know those dudes.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Skylar's been wanting me to I think he wants to go to Texas to shed with Goodfoot.
Oh, dude.
Whoa.
Goodfoot.
Sick.
That's the truth. That guy's so sick, dude.
Yeah, I just shook hands with him a few months ago in November. I went to go see Mike Mitchell, and he was there. And I have a friend who's like good friends with him. It's
Uh,
it.
is, is Mason Guidry out there too?
No, I don't think Mason. I don't know where Mason Guidry's at. I think
Hmm.
maybe I want to say he's from up north, like northeast. I don't know.
Oh,
Man. Oh,
okay.
yeah, but yeah, those guys are great. I love seeing all those ridiculous videos they post. I want to get up there. I want to get
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
I'm getting reacquainted. Like it just I haven't just focused on chops in a while, but you have to, you know what I mean? And like I
Every
just love
post.
going there and getting my butt kicked, dude. It's great.
Mm-hmm. I gotta get out there one of those days, dude.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much, man.
Yeah. Have a
All
good
right.
one, man.
All right,
Good luck with
Brandon.
everything.
Take care, bro. Hope everything works out.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's hit some rapid fire questions. It's
Okay.
just gonna be funny. What's your favorite place on the earth?
Japan.
What's your favorite meal?
Some type of noodles. Noodles.
Ooh, stonewash or tie dye?
Tie dye now. Ooh, I recent love.
Plain or pattern?
Used to be plain, but now pattern. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
changing.
All right. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Ooh. What's one thing you can't live without?
Water.
Okay. Can you write me a haiku about your week?
About my week? Okay, so what's the syllable structure?
1, 2, 3.
Is it 1, 2, 3? Really?
I think it's 3, 6, 5.
3, 6, 5. About my week. Okay. Wait. This is hard, dude. Still early.
Okay.
So what's the second one? 3, 6. Still early. Staying in shape on
Yeah.
on task. Staying in shape on task. 3, 6, 5. Good food still coming.
Great. If we got matching tattoos, what would they be?
Oh, it'd be some drum stuff, some nerdy drum stuff.
If I got a right paradiddle, could you get the left paradiddle?
Or you would get something crazy like 251 or like.
All right. What's in your backpack right now?
Let's see here. I always keep wet wipes. That's a big one. The
or your
iPhone
to-go bag, I guess.
Yeah, iPhone charger, like the fast one, the USB-C charger. Contact lens stuff. What else is in there? I always have zinc lozenges because they're good for when you're feeling sick.
That's a
disposable
pro tip.
masks, and
like a pack of them.
yeah, and then also you can get a roll of it. It's almost like tape, but they're Velcro ties. That stuff is clutch, dude. That's always in my bag.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think those are some things that are always in there.
All right. What do you dream about?
What am I what?
What do you dream about?
I don't know. I haven't been dreaming much recently.
You just say
I don't
me.
know.
You just say me.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. What's the worst?
What's the worst? People who complain, like all the time.
Great. What keeps you awake at night?
YouTube.
Fuck. Okay. And what's like your favorite song to play on drums?
Oh God, I need a second for that, dude. I've been really loving playing with Ozo Motley.
Whoa, I don't know what that is.
Oh, Ozo, dude, you'd love them. They're like they're a band from LA, but they incorporate like Afro-Cuban stuff into like hip hop, and it's great, dude. The second record, Embrace the Chaos, it's so fun to play to, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could time travel, where would you go?
Oh, dude, I would want to go back to see the Miles Davis Quintet with Tony and Herbie.
Okay. Do you have a song that you get ready to, or like a playlist, or like a something like a vibe you do before you're going out, or you have like a romantic night in, or shit you play in the shower? I guess what's your go-to
when I like to
soundtrack?
bump music, I like to just put on my release radar because it's pretty good on Spotify, and
Okay.
because I like when I'm like getting ready, I just like having like music on, so it might as well be music that I don't know, you know.
Damn, so you just trust the algorithm with your...
Dude, Spotify's been killing it for me though, dude. Like they've been giving me great stuff.
You know, Bex has Spotify, and I have Apple Music, and you know, it's like, can you do both? Should you get both? Do you have both?
I don't have both. You should trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. All right, what's the most precious thing in your wardrobe?
Ooh, precious thing in my wardrobe.
Could be a pair of old socks. Could be...
Oh, dude. Oh, I have it. Yeah, dude. Oh God, are they dirty? Hold on. Nope, I got them. These are a recent gift, but they're amazing. I hope you guys can see this. My friend Mike, the guitar player for the Rosenstock band, got me these socks.
Is that Gary Busey?
No. Oh God.
Is that Lars?
No.
Dude, I can't even tell who that is. Just tell me.
It's an old Dave Weckl.
Oh, that's tight. Ah.
Dave Weckl socks, dude. That's the most fire gif I've ever been
That's
given in
just
my entire
great.
life. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hannibal Buress or Dave Chappelle?
Oh, dude, that's hard.
I know.
That is really hard. I saw Hannibal Buress do a impromptu set when I went and saw Flying Lotus, and I literally like lost it. I've never seen Chappelle live, but I love Chappelle.
Okay.
It's hard to judge.
Okay.
I think Chappelle's the GOAT, though, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Oh, what's the closest you've ever come to death?
oh wow. I got into a car. I was in a car that got into a car accident when we were on tour in Belgium.
Ooh.
We got T-boned by a car going about 40 miles an hour.
Damn.
I think that might be. I don't know. I almost fell out of a window one time, and my friend caught me by my dreads. I could have died. Yeah,
Ow.
I could have died. I leaned back on the drum set, and there was a window behind me, and I almost fell out.
Shoot. Good thing you had those things.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a weird question, but you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, because it could be really stupid. But what's your favorite insult?
Oh, I like saying "Go kick rocks."
Okay, I love that.
That's a good one.
Oh, what's the best bargain you've ever got, drum wise or just in general?
Oh God, I have bargains. Well, okay, let me think for a second.
They have a couple version of Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just saw that in the chat too.
Faith,
God,
what
what
the
was-
heck? This is dope. I got Telbex. Okay, yeah. What's the best bargain you've ever got?
I don't know, man. Bargain. I got we got when we were on tour, Jeff fronted me money so I could get a Black Beauty, and I got like an 80s Black Beauty for over like $500, which I think was a really good deal.
That's a pretty good deal.
I don't know. There's definitely a lot of things I've like really bragged about in my life that I'm like, dude, I got such a great deal on this, but I can't think of them right now. I'll think of them as soon as you end this stream.
Okay. On this topic of shopping, what's the biggest shopping mistake you've ever made?
Biggest shopping mistake. I don't like buyer's regret, so I'd like to say it's never really happened.
That's a great answer. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about David Spade?
I think he's hilarious.
Okay, I got to see him do stand up once.
Early
not stand-up.
David Spade. Come on,
Yeah.
like Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. That is some really, really funny shit.
I feel like that's peak David Spade though. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Joe Dirt though. I thought Joe Dirt
Dirt
was funny.
Is amazing. I love that movie, dude. Yeah.
And last question, what are you doing the rest of the day?
I think I'm working on Dan Pothouse's record right now, so I might work a little bit more on that. Definitely gonna take a walk to get my steps in, because I gotta go to the bank and I gotta go to the pharmacy to pick up some meds. So
Sick.
big day. Oh, I got Madison tonight too.
Oh heck yeah!
So I get to play with Lou Dog and Rob Thorson and John Reynolds,
Wow,
the crew.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I really love that gig, man. That thing has really kept me sane. Just because, like, one, you get to play music. Two, I love that restaurant. I love that gig. And three, I get to hang with the dudes. So those are all, like, the bros, you know?
Yeah.
They're great peeps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That's all the questions I got.
That was great. That was a lot.
Yeah. There was just I just googled questions here and they just got. I thought those were good. There's a couple ones that I skipped though. You know, that just
There were some hard ones in there, man.
Oh, this is one I didn't really get to because I don't really know your age. How old are you?
I am 42, and
What's
I've been
the
telling
best
people
thing about being 42?
What's the best thing about being 42? That
You don't look 42, by the way, bro.
I think the best thing about being 42 is that I'm not 21 anymore. You know, like I have in my later years, I feel like I'm more patient, and I think that's good. I've also learned a lot of things that have made me a lot more humble in my older age, which I
Yeah.
think is great. You know what I mean? When you're young, you're like kind of you feel like you're invincible, which is dangerous.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. This is one that was funny. What does love sound like?
To me, love is being able to fart whenever you want.
Yes.
So
Woo!
love is a fart, dude.
Love is a fart.
Yeah.
That's great, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up on those questions. Though that was good.
That's sick.
Heck yeah. I'll try to get my claps going, but they're not happening. Also, that's so weird. Oh, there's the chat. The chat kind of disappears sometimes. Hey, chat. Yo, if you guys have questions for Kevin, all 6 of you. Abbott, Costello, Caleb, Cities in the Sea, Commander Root, Faith, Rogue Girl, and Ryan. I bet that's Ryan McD. Ryan McD. If you guys have got any questions for Kev, shoot him in the chat. We'll make sure to get to him. So let's talk about your sonar thing, because I don't think a lot of people, have played sonar or have gotten the opportunity, the distinct pleasure to play a sonar kit. I've only had that Safari kit, which was great. Loved it. Sold it to Justin Joyce.
Oh, sick.
But yeah, why sonar?
Sell
me.
Well, my good buddy Mark Bennett, he's from San Jose. He marched in the Santa Clara Vanguard Cadet Corps line. I met him because he used to work at Guitar Center. But then his career took off because he teched for everybody. He teched for my buddy Miles when he played for Pink. He teched for Mark Schulman with Pink. He teched for Velvet Revolver, Korn, all that stuff. And then, when he had a family and he moved to Nashville, he kind of settled into working with companies. So he works for this company called KHS, and so he is the artist rep for Mapex and Sonar.
Oh, okay.
And so he reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in playing Sonar, and I definitely jumped at that because I love Sonar drums. They're basically like the Cadillac of drum sets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're so nice. And they had a lot of stuff that I was really interested in playing, like the Benny Greb snare drum. I love the Jojo Mayer pedal, the balance pedal. What is it called?
Isn't that direct drive pedal?
It's like a strap drive, but dude, it's
Okay.
a great feeling pedal. From going from the 9000 to that, it's a great feeling pedal, and it packs up super small. It's really awesome.
That is cool.
But
is it lie flat?
it packs up flat, dude. It's
Damn,
super
you
small.
Could put it in
You
your
can
stick bag.
you could put it in your cymbal case, yeah.
Oof.
But yeah, and also too, so I've been playing the AQ2, which is a maple kit. It's kind of on their line with maybe to compete with the PDPs or the Pearl Prestige Sessions, that kind of stuff. They're awesome drums. And the great thing about all those drums is they the AQ2 line, you can get drums and they make all the sizes. They make kick drums from 14 inches all the way through 24, I feel or 22, which is amazing. So I have my big size drums that I would play, with the punk stuff. I have a 20 kick. I would use a 12 and a 14 and 16 maybe. But I also have, for all my jazz stuff, I have a 16-inch kick with a 10 and a 13.
You like the 10, dude. I've
I
always
do.
seen you rock 10s.
Yeah. I mean, I would rock a 12. I have a bebop kit that my parents bought me. It's a DW, and it's got a 10, 12, 14, and I use the 12 and the 14. That's what I used on Ed Kornhauser's record. But
Sick.
yeah, I do like the 10. I just like small drums. You know me. I'm a small dude.
Hey, do you know this guy? Do you know Brent Nunn from San Jose?
Oh heck yeah, I know Brent. What's up, dude?
What up, Brent?
Yeah, dude. Brent, him and his family used to live down the street from my family, and I just met him because he was a drummer. He was in a band. I think it was called Miu Him, and I was like, dude, look at this kid with this old acrylic kit, dude. It was so dope. And
Bro,
then we had mutual friends, and so we started hanging out. He's awesome, dude.
man, I missed that. So what up, Brent? First off, yo, Brent. Didn't you used to have a that Ludwig acrylic kit for a sec? That tricolor.
I still do. I have that.
Ah.
It's like a 70s Ludwig Vistalite, but it's red, black, and green.
It's so pretty. I remember we got to play that at that Soma show with the Whiskey Avengers and Skank Agents, and you backlined the kit.
Oh,
Ooh, So
Yeah.
badass.
That's a sick kit. It's a 22, 13, and 16. Yeah. The funny thing about that, I was looking for an acrylic kit, and I found that on Craigslist. This guy in Napa Valley was selling it. He had it at his church, and he's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "There's a crack in the basement, but I epoxied it." He's like, "So," and I replaced the spurs, so it's a player's kit. I'm like, "Yeah, I want it to play." He's like, "If you want it, and you can get up here tomorrow in the morning, I'll give it to you for $200." So I got it for
Whoa.
$200. Yeah.
Did you drive from San Diego to get it?
No. I lived in San Jose at the time,
Okay.
so I drove from San Jose. I went with my buddy, and then we went wine tasting afterwards. It was a pretty sick day.
Yeah.
I have another one too. That my good friend Bob gave me. It's like a reissue Vistalite. It's a blue Vistalite, but it's out on the East Coast. It's at John's house. So I use that on the East Coast. But I got to figure out what I'm gonna do now that I play sonar. So I got to
But
figure
they
out how to
have-
get a
they have
sonar kit out there.
some warehouses out there that have the house, like, you just get that cartridge, you know.
Yeah, what I'm hoping for too is when I do that, I can check out some of the other lines like the SQ1s or like, you know what I mean, or like the vintage, because I want to play on those and see how they are too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. So how many drum sets do you have? Wait, how many drum sets can you count that you own in the U.S.?
I have too many. Because I never like resell. I never sell stuff because like I don't feel like it ever gets the value of what it means to me. I have sold some kits, dude. So when I was 18 or 19, I won the Guitar Center drum. I didn't win it nationally, but I won it for California, and they gave me a Pearl Masters Series, which I thought was cool. But I traded it for a Yamaha Beach Custom, and then I sold that Beach Custom. That's the only kit I've ever sold.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have hella drums.
I have a lot of drums. I have a bunch of kits, but the big addiction is snare drums, dude. Snare drums are so like sick. They just change the whole character of your drum set just from moving that or changing that one drum. And you know, from like getting into like recording and that kind of stuff, having a good arsenal of snare drums is like really sick. Like I'm really happy that I have like a Black Beauty and an Acrolite. Those are two really sick drums. And that Benny Greb is a really, really versatile drum. For a 13-inch drum, it's so versatile.
It's deep though, right? It's like
It's like six and 3/4 or something like that. It's a wild size.
weird.
Yeah.
Dang, 13. I didn't know it was 13. Wow, that's cool. I figure like everyone, I mean, I just think about it in terms of like you need like that stock size that like, you know, 14 by 5 or 14 by
Yeah.
4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you need like a good like piccolo at one point. You need a good deep snare.
Yeah, something you can tune down.
Wood or metal, I guess. But
Yeah.
then like I don't know, like I have this I got this Gretsch hammered brass snare.
Yeah, I like that drum a lot.
And it cracks, so it's really loud. Like I played that at Madison the first time I got it. It was just
It was too much.
I mean, it's just like you barely hit the thing and you're like, "Damn, like this is tough."
yeah.
You know?
What drum I think you should get that I think you'd really like is the Gretsch Chrome Over Brass. I heard that drum is amazing. And I don't think they're like crazy expensive, you know.
Yeah.
I saw one for $225 at Drum Flip, and I went the next day and it was gone.
Dang. Yeah,
Yeah.
Drum Flip. What's up, dude? I want to get
Yeah.
out there again. I've been thinking
Shouts.
about selling my pork pie.
Why?
Well, like Brandon would attest, I've been thinking about getting a CNC. Just to like kind of go like a little boutique, little vintage, a little fun.
Yeah, you know what though, dude? Like your era of pork pies, you can't get anymore. You got yours is when they were still doing it custom. I think you should hold on to that thing, dude. Just
All
save
right.
up some money,
All right.
dude.
All
Just
right,
save
you're
up some
right.
money and then get a CNC too.
Okay.
More drums, more drums.
More drums, baby. You know, and I have the Gretsch Catalina Elite, which was like what they did before the Catalina. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
And,
you can't really find those anymore either, with like the lug in the middle, right?
Yeah. I don't know what those
Yeah.
are called. That has a certain name. I just call them the long lugs.
Yeah, it's like the Ludwig Club Dates, right? Yeah. Dude, yeah. If you can't find something, I always say hold on to it, dude, because you'll regret it as soon as you sell it. You'll be like, ah.
Sure. I just wish, I wish I had because my pork pie kit is 22, 10, 14.
Yeah, you wish you had a 16.
No, well, I wish I had a 12 and a 16 too.
Ooh.
You know?
You should hit them up. Maybe they can make it for you.
Yeah, I'm sure they could.
Dude,
You're right.
you know
bro.
what you should do just to round yourself out? If they could make you drums that would match it, get a 12, get a 16, and then get an 18 kick.
A kick.
That way
Mhm.
you could have 2 kits. You could have a 14, 10, 18 for jazz while still having a 12, 16, 22 for
Yeah.
rock.
Bro, and I have the matching snare, which is I think that's like as soon as you get the kit with the matching snare, that's to me that's like the selling point. That's like it's not a shell pack anymore. It's like a kit.
What are they saying in the chat? Acrylic kits are awesome. I found mine at Guitar Center for $300 with a separated high tom that I epoxy. Yeah,
What?
epoxy is good in acrylic. Yeah, and the pork pies you're seeing in the store are kind of like factory now. They're not like handmade like they used to be,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you see the squealers, those are made in China, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think from what I understand, because I was on their roster for a second, like when I first got that kit, like they gave it to me for, I think I got that kit for $1,500. Like
It's great,
it
dude.
was such a good buy.
That's why you can't sell it too, dude. Was that your first artist deal?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I didn't like sign a contract or anything, but like
Yeah.
it was crazy because some dude I got it. I think it was originally like a $2,000 kit, and the reason like I didn't design that kit, I didn't pick the sizes or anything. Like I showed up to Pork Pie that day, and he's like, "Yeah, we could think about something custom, or you could look at this kit." And he showed me that kit. I'm like, "Whoa, that's cool!" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, someone put $500 down on it and they couldn't pay for it, and so I had to keep their thing." And
Where are they located?
in LA, Canoga Park. At least last
cool.
time I was there, which was like 2010.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I'm pretty sure they still make all their seats, all their thrones in the US of A. But
Cool.
yeah, I would assume some of their like their squealer kits are probably built overseas.
Yeah.
I used to have that their Black Beauty look-alike. I think it's called the Big Fat Brass or something.
Yeah, that drum's sick. It's got tube lugs too, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I've kind of found that like the Black Beauty lookalike or like the other company Black Beauties, they sound really awesome too.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, you have the deep Black Beauty, right?
I have
Like
a 6.5. Yeah.
I've seen some people get the 5.
Yeah,
And-
Julian has a 5.
Yeah, right. He does. Fuck, I forgot of that.
Julian has nice gear.
He has that Akote, Ayote.
Oh no, he has a Yachty. Yeah.
Ayati.
Yeah, he's got the his is an old one. Those are so rare. If you can find an Ayati drum set, those are amazing. He has the wood hoops for all the drums too.
Oh, so he changed them out. Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah. So he has I think he has 10, 12, 14 wood hoops and a 20-inch kick, which is a bitchin' kit, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm so jealous of that thing.
Man, have you ever gotten to play on since you're in SD, like have you ever played a Blyphus kit yet?
I think I might have played on one that belonged to
Duncan?
no, not Duncan.
Frank?
No, he plays piano too. Why am I blanking on his name? His whole family plays drums. Plays music. His son plays drums. His son Danny plays upright.
Oh, Bob Weller.
Bob Weller, yeah, he has a Blyphus, right?
I don't know. I've actually never seen. Oh, he does. He has that black Blyphus
Yeah.
that was at I remember when he came and played $7,000 once. He brought the Blyphus out.
He has it tuned pretty crazy too. Like he's a
Really
very,
low.
very unique drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, Bob Weller. What that guy's got a story too, He said I've heard funny stories about him being as a cabbie in New York City.
What?
Yeah. He got robbed like more than once as a cabbie.
Oh my god, I love Bob Weller, dude. He's such an amazing musician, but also he's just like
Mm-hmm.
nice dude,
Yep.
Good hang.
Shout out Bob Weller. I have his job, his old job at Palomar. So
Oh,
indebted to Bob Weller.
where's Palomar?
In Vista?
Oh, you're teaching there?
Yeah, I have 2 students
Cool,
just teaching private lessons.
sick.
Yeah, and now I get to keep that job.
How far is Vista from you? Like an hour?
Oh, from me, yeah, maybe like an hour 10.
Mm.
But I'm only teaching virtually right now.
Okay.
I think in the fall I'll probably have a like a day I come down and teach.
This is a new gig for you, huh? During the pandemic, it came
Yeah,
about?
I picked it up September 2020
Oh,
or
wow.
September 2019, I guess, and then pandemic hit.
Dude,
which
you
is-
and Lou, all my friends, dude, collegiate teachers, dude.
Well, dude, you gotta pay for that master's degree, but you can't really pay for it with 2 students. So anyone that wants to go to Palomar in San Diego,
Holler,
holler, dude. Yeah. Yeah, are you teaching privately at all? Or are you just
I teach some lessons here and there, like through Zoom. I have one student in San Diego that I teach like every other week because it's like it was he goes to the school that John Reynolds used to be at.
SCPA?
So yeah, I don't teach much, and I had a student during the pandemic who was out in New York who was just someone who reached out to me on Instagram. I used to teach a lot, when I was in San Jose, but like I just kind of like I fell out of love with it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
It can be. It can be a drag, but when you have the right students, it can be rewarding too.
The student that I have now is great. I do really enjoy working with him. So that's why I do it. But I kind of like got out of teaching, and I've been happy about it. But
Cool.
still down because like if I can answer questions or help someone
Of course.
get through some stuff, I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, I think that's the joy of it. It's like being able to be an outlet and not necessarily like a I guess an answer person. Like someone to give your opinion with.
Yeah, like teaching, because like when I first moved to San Diego, I was teaching at like School of Rock, which was cool too because like I liked seeing those kids do shows and stuff like that. But like sometimes just being in the lesson room with all those kids like all day, it just felt more like daycare than lessons. They weren't fully like interested in what I had to say. Like none of them even knew what I did either. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think the babysitting aspect of teaching with younger students is definitely tough. I always have to remind myself. I have a couple of younger students, and I always have to remind myself that I'm giving them the gift of music. That they're, not everyone wants to be a full-time musician, and you just gotta, if they don't want to learn a paradiddle today, then we can just do something that they like to do, when they're at that age. If they're like 14 or 15 or 16 and they're trying to then it's a little bit more like you can have a real like teacher student mentor thing. But like at anywhere from 5 to 10, you just got to make it fun.
to be honest too, like I have to be, I've had some insanely amazing students. Like I had this student in San Jose, his name's Kevin Valco. The kid was just built to play drums. You know what I mean? Like everything I threw at him, he would just like eat it and then just barf it back on me better than I could ever play it. You know what I mean? Like it was just so good. He just like, he'd play things like, I'm like, oh, your pocket is better than mine on that. And it just sounds better. And you look like you can execute it so much easier than me. Like insane, like, and that kind of stuff is just like, I couldn't think of enough stuff to do. And then he just wanted to hang out all the time. So we would do like hour lessons. I'm like, I'm out of stuff. He's like, that's cool. Let's just drum. And I'd be like, God, I love you, dude.
Yeah.
Just like, like this is great.
Hell yeah.
Cause you get better yourself with those kind of lessons.
Yeah. I had a student the other day. I did one of my first in-person lessons. And,
oh, what a trip, right?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, it was weird. But he's like, oh wait, is Caleb here? Is Caleb still in the chat? Because I have 2 of my students here, Caleb and Faith. Caleb's here. And Caleb was like, yo, dude, like, I've never shed before. I'm like, what? Like, yo, yeah, let's shed. And it was just really cool to be able to, it says you're here, Caleb, but shout out Caleb.
For those of you that are new to shedding, dude, the beauty of shedding is not kicking ass, it's getting your ass kicked.
Yeah. Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that's like, to me, that's what the beauty of shedding is.
I always feel like, when it takes a certain, I don't want to say ego, it takes a certain mindset to go in there and not get bent about it, because I don't know, like when you're shedding with, all those San Diego people, you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen those videos already, dude, and people are throwing down, and it's almost like, what's the word? It's not, when I'm in those situations, I always try to like listen and like sponge it up. You know, like
Yeah.
that's like everyone's doing shit that's completely different than me. And once you try to act like that other drummer or play like that other drummer, that's when you fall flat on your face. So
Yeah.
on those sheds, you always got to be yourself. You know,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, and just play
I think
your
my
material.
I think my approach at those sheds is different than a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people, while they're shedding, when they're not throwing and they're just keeping time, they're thinking about what they're going to say next, right?
Right.
Whereas the
right.
pose, like, I'm pretty sure you and I are, while we're not throwing, we're listening to the other people throwing and then trying to respond to that. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah, which is like, it's different. Like, I know I can tell other drummers, I can see in their face, I'm like, you're trying to think about what you're gonna say next, You're not listening at all. It's like throw, concentrate. Throw,
right,
concentrate.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
So did you go to the last one?
I did. I've been to the last couple, yeah.
So the last one, the Harmony Grove one, right?
Harmony
Like
Grove.
it was probably like a rich looking spot in Escondido.
Yeah, it's out by Elfin Forest. Because we
Right.
got kicked out of Elfin Forest like right quick, dude.
Dang. So you guys didn't get kicked out of Harmony Grove.
We did eventually because they have horses out there, and like the lady was so nice though. When we were in Elfin Forest, this other lady was just like so like she came in with a chip on her shoulder. She was like, she said what we were doing was so offensive to nature, and I was like,
Drums have been in nature since before you were born, lady.
yeah. Honestly, it didn't fit into her box of what she was envisioning for her peaceful hike day, which I understand. I get both sides, but like
Sure.
you don't have to come in and just like she just like immediately judged us, you know what I mean? And I don't like that. Whereas the second lady who came in, she's like, "Hey, I'm working with horses over here. I'm trying to teach this lesson, but the horses are like freaking out from the drum sounds." And she's like, "I know everyone has a right to do their own thing." And she's like, "I don't want to cut you guys short," but she's like, "Can you help me out?" And we're like, "Yeah, totally." And then that's when I bailed. I had to leave.
Yeah.
But we had shedded there for like an hour. It was great.
And Brian brings all the kits, huh?
He brings everything. It's great. I love him for that.
Yo, that's really cool.
Dude,
That's
that
like-
guy is a beast on the drums, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what the hardest part I think about shedding is not running out of ideas and just falling back on things and becoming repetitive,
Sure.
But that guy's got vocabulary for days. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And it's good to like I mean, how many people are showing up to these sheds?
Between like 6 and 10.
So like, and there's like 2 to 3 drum sets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's literally like battle.
Yeah.
And
It's-
are there
it's-
like cats just like how do you know? I think this is interesting to hear. Like, how do you know when you're done?
I know when I'm done, when I'm just like, I am not contributing.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like, Brian will say he's out for blood. He loves battling. But at the same time, he knows. He's like, dude, we're all here to learn. He's like, I'm not trying to scare anybody away. He's
Sure.
like, even though he's like, I enjoy talking shit. And I'm like, that's great. It's cool. It's fun. But yeah, it's like, the community of drums means more to him than anything. And I think that's great.
Mhm.
More than anything, he just wants to get everyone together so we can all play,
Yeah.
which is cool.
And he's bringing all the kits and all the cymbals too.
Yeah, he brings everything, dude.
That's so
Yeah.
sick.
He's a nice guy. And they're like awesome, cool. He has a bunch of those like hexagon Sabian cymbals. They all sound awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen his videos, dude. All his kits look so sick too.
Yeah, they're really unique. They're all really unique. They have a lot of personality and character.
Yeah. Dang. And the next one's on Friday, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be living in San Diego on pretty much all of June. So
Oh, that's right. So you're going to be basically staying here while when you're working and stuff.
yeah, it just makes sense.
Cool.
So I'll be down there.
Sick.
And I have my apartment, so it won't be. I was originally gonna be down there May, June, and then dip out July, but now I'll stay up here for May.
Yo, dude, let's do some drumming. I'll meet you up at Palomar if you want at some point, dude.
Oh, dude, that'd be dope.
Yeah, we can I used to do that with Michael Hayes. We used to go to UCSD.
Well, I'll be down there. I'll be down there on Saturday. In San Diego, because I left in preparation for the move. I dropped a bunch of drums off at my parents' house, but now I have to go get them.
That's our life, dude. It's like
Yeah.
trying to figure out where to put drums and where we can leave them,
Right.
and then going to get them when we need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be down there on Saturday.
Cool. Holler at me. I'm going camping Friday night, but I'll be back on Saturday, so we should hang.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Well, hey, let's wrap it up. It's 2.
Sick.
This was super fun. Everyone make sure you go follow Kevin, Mr. The Gooch on
Yeah.
Instagram. Check out all the projects he's a part of, Jeff Rosenstock, the Chinkies, Bruce Lee Band. Abnormal Mammal, Ricky, Matt, and Gucci. Who I still got to see.
My SD projects.
And yeah, catch him at online, man. Hit him up. Say what up to him. Let's see if this air horn works. Air horn's not working. Oh, it is. Okay, we're out. So thanks a lot for everyone being here. Thanks, Faith, for blowing up the chat. Love it. And we'll see everybody soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah.